Hi everybody, this is Phil Freeman with the Vocal Blueprint here to show you an awesome little trick that could instantly improve the tone of your singing voice. Let's go ahead and get started. I get this question a lot from my current students and also people here on YouTube about how they can improve the tone of their singing voice, especially on the higher part of their register. So if they're getting into their chest and mixed tone, they run into issues hitting the note consistently. And they usually hit a roadblock. And this is after doing everything else correctly up to this point, and they're still having issues. So the very first thing that I tell students that are dealing with this issue, who have executed everything else correctly, is to pay attention to one thing specifically, on top of everything else that they're doing correctly. Tongue placement. The placement of the tongue can make or break your ability to hit a note. And I'm going to give you an example of how anchoring the tongue or posting the tongue in a certain place can mean the difference between executing a certain phrase consistently or completely falling flat on your face. So I'm going to show you the first example. This is the good example, and then I'm going to show you the bad example second. So here we go. I'm going to sing a scale using this tongue placement technique. Here we go. Whoa, whoa. So that's the good example. Now, bad example. Whoa! As you can see, centimeters of difference mean the difference between executing the phrase and not executing the phrase. So, what did I do differently in the first example as opposed to the second? I took the tip of my tongue and placed it behind my teeth along the ridge of my gum line. It's very important that you keep the tip behind the teeth and low enough so that way it creates a natural arch in the back of your tongue so it allows the amplification of your voice to reach its full potential. Get your tongue out of the way. However, you don't want to get it too out of the way. You don't want it to be so out of the way that it's flat on your jaw, like along your jawline, because then you'll sound like Kermit the Frog, and none of us want that. The two extremes, this and what I just did with the Kermit sound, that causes a lot of pressure and tension in the larynx. As where the tongue placement that I talked about, the tongue anchoring behind the teeth, again, behind the teeth and along the gum ridge, will give you the power that you need as well as the forward sound that you're looking for in your resonance. So feel free to rewind back, look back at the two examples that I just gave of good tongue placement and bad tongue placement, and also experiment with where your sweet spot is as far as anchoring your tongue, because it may be different for every single individual of where that sweet spot is, but that's what I want you to experiment with if you've tried everything else up to this point, if you're doing everything else correctly. And what I mean by that is breathing in the right way, centering the voice in the right fashion, directing it towards the mask, pushing up rather than out, all the things that you're supposed to do up to this point. If you've done that and you're still running into issues, try this technique out, see what it does for you, run with it, cherish it, take care of it. If it works for you, if it doesn't, comment in the description below. Comment on this video. I want to hear what your experience with trying this technique out is. Given that, everybody, I hope that you enjoyed this video and found it useful. And again, my name is Phil Freeman of the Vocal Blueprint. For those of you who have not been on this channel, be sure to subscribe. I will put a link in the end of this description so that way you can do that. And always remember, everybody, practice makes progress. And with that, you can go and find your voice. Take care until next time.